The Today with Jenna studio buzzed with vibrant energy as the morning sun streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Studio 1A in New York City. The set, adorned with cozy couches and bright floral arrangements, radiated warmth, but the atmosphere was about to ignite. Jenna Hager sat center stage, her smile welcoming as she introduced the day's guest alongside guest co-host Kimberly Schlappman of Little Big Town. "We're thrilled to have Grammy-nominated sensation Teddy Swims with us today," Jenna announced, her Texas drawl warm but tinged with excitement. The audience clapped enthusiastically, many holding signs with "Lose Control" lyrics, a nod to Swim's chart-topping hit. Teddy Swims, born in Dimsdale, strode onto the set, his tattoos peeking out from under a denim jacket, his signature glasses glinting under the lights. At 32, he was riding high on the success of his album I've Tried Everything But Therapy, Part 2, but his warm smile hid a flicker of unease as he settled onto the couch. The crowd sensed something big was coming, especially after recent ex-posts speculated about tension during Swim's last Today appearance. The interview began with light banter, Jenna praising Teddy's soulful voice and his journey from YouTube covers to Billboard stardom. "Your album's so raw, so honest," she said, flipping through notes. "It's about heartbreak, toxic relationships, so how much of that is personal?" Teddy nodded, his voice soft but resonant. "It's all me, Jenna. I've been through some rough stuff, the relationships that broke me down. Writing Lose Control was like therapy, you know?" The audience cooed sympathetically, but Kimberly leaned in, her tone sharper than expected. "Speaking of personal, Teddy, there's been talk online about your past relationships. Some fans on X are saying you've been too open about your ex, maybe even shading her in songs like Hey Bad Dreams. Care to clear that up?" The question landed like a punch, and Teddy's smile faltered. "I don't shade anyone," he said, his Georgia accent thickening. "My music's about my truth, not dragging anyone." The crowd murmured, sensing the shift, and Jenna jumped in, trying to steer things back. "Let's talk about your tour," but Kimberly pressed on, her voice probing. "But Teddy, you said in an interview you were abused in a past relationship. Isn't that a serious claim to put out there without details?" The studio grew quiet, the audience's warmth replaced by tension. Teddy's eyes narrowed, his hands gripping the couch. "Look, I shared what I went through because it's real," he said, his voice steady but edged with frustration. "I was in a dark place, and I'm not here to name names or start drama. My music's about healing, not hurting." Kimberly, undeterred, pulled up a tablet, showing an ex-post from a fan. "Teddy's throwing shade at his ex in every song. Too much baggage for me." She read it aloud, adding, "Some say you're using your pain for clout. What do you say to that?" The audience gasped, and Jenna shot Kimberly a look, clearly caught off guard. Teddy leaned forward, his voice low but fierce. "That's unfair, Kimberly. I'm not out here for clout, I'm telling my story. You don't know what it's like to live through that kind of pain." The crowd cheered, but the air was thick with unease. Jenna tried to pivot, mentioning Teddy's upcoming tour dates, but the damage was done. Teddy's jaw tightened, and the studio felt like a pressure cooker ready to burst. The confrontation escalated as Kimberly doubled down, her tone now almost accusatory. "I'm just saying, Teddy, when you put that out there, people talk. You've got a baby on the way with Rach Ryder, congrats, by the way, but don't you think airing your past like this might stir up drama for your new family?" The audience gasped louder, and Jenna's eyes widened, her hand reaching out as if to stop her co-host. Teddy stood, his 6'4" frame towering over the set. "You're out of line, Kimberly," he said, his voice shaking with emotion. "My family, my past, my music, yeah, that's my life, not your soundbite. I came here to talk about my art, not to be judged." He ripped off his microphone, the sound echoing through the studio, and stormed off the set, his boots thudding against the floor. The audience erupted in a mix of cheers and shocked whispers, while Jenna called out, "Teddy, wait!" But he was gone, leaving the set in stunned silence. The cameras panned to the empty couch, and X lit up with posts, "Teddy Swims just walked OFF today." Kimberly went too far. The morning show had just become a viral moment. The Today with Jenna studio was a whirlwind of chaos as Teddy Swims' exit left the audience buzzing. Fans waved their signs, some shouting "We love you, Teddy," while others filmed the empty couch, already posting clips to X with captions like "Teddy said nope and walked out." #Team Teddy. Jenna Hager, visibly rattled, tried to regain control, her voice strained. "Well, folks, that's live TV," she said, forcing a smile. "Let's take a quick break and come back with more." Kimberly Schlattman sat stiffly, her face flushed as she realized the weight of her words. The control booth was a frenzy, producers scrambling to fill the segment as the LED screen behind the hosts flickered to a generic Today logo. Social media was exploding, with X posts trending. "Kimberly Schlattman just got checked by Teddy Swims. And Teddy walked off today and I'm here for it." The clip of his exit, microphone in hand, was shared millions of times, with fans praising his authenticity and slamming Kimberly for crossing a line. Backstage, Teddy paced the green room, his hands running through his hair. His team, including his manager and a publicist, crowded around, some urging him to calm down, others cheering his boldness. "You did the right thing," his manager said, showing him the X posts flooding in with support. "Fans are calling you a king for standing up." Teddy shook his head, his voice heavy. "I didn't want this, man. I came to talk about my music, my kid, my life with Rach. Not to be put on trial." He thought of Rach Wright, his girlfriend and soon-to-be mother of his child, who had been his rock through tough times, helping him manage his chronic nightmares. The mention of her on live TV felt like a violation, and Teddy's protective instincts had kicked in. His phone buzzed with a text from Rach. "You're enough, baby. Proud of you." He smiled faintly, but the sting of Kimberly's questions lingered, echoing the pain of his past toxic relationship he'd poured into his album. On set, Jenna returned from the break, her warmth strained as she addressed the audience solo. Kimberly had stepped off, reportedly to debrief with producers, but the crowd wasn't letting it go. A fan yelled, "Bring Teddy back!" and others clapped in agreement. Jenna, ever the professional, pivoted to a segment about fall recipes, but the energy was off. X users were relentless, boasting, "Kimberly Schlattman tried to shame Teddy Swims and got schooled and Teddy's too real for that fake drama." Some fans referenced his 2024 Today appearance, where he'd spoken warmly about his support system, including Rach and his dad, contrasting it with Kimberly's invasive questions. The backlash even reached Little Big Town's fanbase, with some tweeting, "Kimberly, stick to singing. Leave Teddy alone." The producers, sensing a PR crisis, reached out to Teddy's team, offering an apology and a chance to return, but Teddy wasn't ready to talk. He needed space, and the world was about to hear his response on his terms. Teddy, now in a black SUV outside 30 Rockefeller Plaza, scrolled through X, where #TeddyWalksOff was trending globally. He decided to go live on Instagram, his face lit by the city lights as he spoke to millions. "I walked off today because I'm not here for judgment," he said, his voice raw. "My music's about my heart, my pain, my growth. I'm about to be a dad, and I'm building a life with Rach. That's what matters." To anyone out there feeling attacked for their try to keep going, "You're enough." The comments flooded with support. "We got you, Teddy." And Kimberly was wrong for that. The live stream broke viewership records, and Teddy ended it with a promise. "I'm hitting the stage tonight in Phoenix. You all ready for some real soul?" X erupted with fire emojis, and fans posted, "Teddy Swims just turned a bad moment into a legendary one." The confrontation had lit a spark, and Teddy was ready to channel it into his music. The fallout from Teddy Swims' walk-off on Today with Jenna was a cultural tsunami, dominating headlines and social media. By midday, the clip had racked up 60 million views, with outlets like TMZ calling it the most dramatic morning show moment of 2025. Billboard praised Teddy's raw authenticity, noting how his exit echoed the emotional depth of his album I've Tried Everything But Therapy. X was a battleground, with #Team Teddy and #TodayShowClash trending. Fans posted memes of Teddy ripping off his mic, captioned "When you're done with the nonsense," while others slammed Kimberly Schlattman. She tried to drag Teddy's past and got humbled. Celebrities like Maren Morris, who collaborated with Teddy on Some Things I'll Never Know, tweeted, "Teddy Swims is the realest. Don't come for him unless he sends for you. The public narrative was clear. Teddy's walk-off was a stand against unfair scrutiny, and fans were rallying behind him. At NBC, the Today team was in damage control. Jenna Hager, known for her warmth, recorded a video apology posted to the show's social media. "We love Teddy Swims and his music," she said, her eyes sincere. "Things got heated today, and we're sorry if anyone felt disrespected." "Teddy, you're always welcome back." Kimberly, however, stayed silent, and sources close to the show whispered she was mortified but defensive, insisting she was just asking questions. Little Big Town's PR team issued a statement. Kimberly values open dialogue and regrets any misunderstanding, but ex-users weren't buying it, boasting, Kimberly's questions were straight-up shade. "Teddy deserves better." Some fans dug up Teddy's 2021 Today appearance, where he performed simple things with no drama, contrasting it with Kimberly's unprofessional approach. The controversy even sparked a petition, signed by 10,000 fans, demanding an on-air apology from Schlapman. Teddy, now preparing for his Phoenix concert on his I've Tried Everything But Therapy tour, was focused on turning the moment into art. Backstage, he FaceTimed Rach, who was in Atlanta, her baby bump visible. "You showed them, Jen," she said, using his real name. "Keep singing your truth." Teddy nodded, thinking of their unborn son. Due in June 2025, he'd shared their pregnancy news on Instagram in January, calling Rach his divine feminine, and her support now grounded him. His team planned a bold move. At tonight's show, Teddy would dedicate "Lose Control" to everyone who's ever felt judged. The concert, live-streamed on YouTube, saw Teddy take the stage in a black leather jacket, his voice soaring as he sang, "Something's got a hold on me, broken bar, but I'm breaking free tonight." The crowd roared, and X lit up. Teddy Swims just turned today's drama into pure soul. Unbreakable. His Grammy-nominated status felt more earned than ever. The incident became a flashpoint for broader conversations about privacy, mental health, and the media's treatment of artists. On The View, Whoopi Goldberg defended Teddy. "He's a young man sharing his pain through music. Kimberly Schlapman should have known better." Meanwhile, conservative outlets like Fox News framed Teddy's walk-off as overly sensitive, but the public leaned heavily toward Teddy. A poll on X showed 82% of viewers thought Kimberly's questions were inappropriate. Teddy's team announced a new single, "Stand Tall," inspired by The Clash, with lyrics about rising above judgment. As Teddy stepped off stage in Phoenix, fans chanted his name, and he felt a weight lift. He'd turned a painful moment into a powerful statement, proving his voice on and off the stage was unstoppable. 4. The Teddy Swims walk-off on Today with Hoda Jenna cemented itself as a defining moment in 2025's pop culture landscape. News outlets from Variety to People dissected the clash, with Variety calling it a stand for authenticity in an era of gotcha journalism. X remained a firestorm, with #TeddyWalksOff trending alongside fan art of Teddy in his denim jacket, mic in hand, captioned "Don't mess with a soul king." Fans shared clips of his Phoenix performance, where he dedicated "Lose Control" to anyone who's ever been made to feel small, earning standing ovations. Celebrities like Meghan Trainor, a past collaborator, posted, "Teddy Swims is a gem. Protect him at all costs." The incident sparked debates about media ethics, with The Atlantic publishing an op-ed, "Teddy Swims' exit shows artists are done being probed for drama." His story resonated, especially with fans who related to his struggles with toxic relationships, as detailed in his 2023 AP News interview.